we at Temple Israel are honored to be the place of this sacred gathering. The tragedy that brings us together tonight is at its core the most painful kind, the death of innocent young people who were murdered simply for being who they are, out of ignorance, bigotry, and hatred. And within a land that we look to raise up the belief that every life is sacred and has the potential to reflect the divine in this world. We, the Boston Jewish community, gather here tonight because violence done to the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender community is violence done to each one of us, to the people Israel, and to the whole world. The 2 young people who were killed, and the many who were injured, and the even more who were terrorized by this violent action, they and their hopes and their dreams and their futures fill the air tonight, fill the spaces between us, connect us to one another. Because they were and are courageous enough to be their whole selves in the world, we stand here tonight. Last week, we observed Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, a day of profound grief and the memory of our exile. And we are taught that our exile and our destruction are blamed on one thing, sinat chinam, causeless, boundless, senseless hatred among people. The kind of hatred evident in the murders of these young people in Tel Aviv. The kind of hatred that causes profound brokenness in our world. But today, just 1 week later, has been Tu B'Av, the 15th of the month of Av. And Tu B'Av is traditionally a day of Ahavat Chinam, boundless, causeless, even senseless love. It is the answer to Sinat Chinam, the answer to the blind and overwhelming hate that can break people apart. Our presence here tonight is out of grief for the lives that never should have been lost, but also out of the hope that standing together for what is right and good just might make us strong enough to replace Sinat Chinam in this world with Ahavat Chinam, a time when every single person is loved as their whole and sacred and beautiful selves. Take just a moment now and look at the faces and the bodies and the hearts around you. Turn and look at the person standing next to you. Make eye contact just long enough to catch a glimpse of their humanity. We come together tonight as the Jewish community of Boston because we have to. We have to speak, we have to sing, we have to pray, and we have got to love one another and tell the world that this kind of violence against the gay community anywhere is unacceptable. And we will not respond with silence. We will gather, we will speak out, we will take action.
Avotenu Abraham, Yitzchak v'Yaakov, David v'Yonatan, Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah, Ruth v'Naomi. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, David and Jonathan, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, Leah, Ruth, and Naomi, bring a complete healing of body and of spirit to all those injured in Saturday's attack. May all the teens connected to the center be healed of the trauma of this horrific attack. May there be healing for all the families of those killed and injured as they absorb the shock and the pain of this moment. May the source of comfort and healing bring healing to all of Israeli society, to us here, to all those in the world who suffer from homophobia, and from the pain of this oppression. This is Rabbi Friedman's Mishabera. Please join with me if you're familiar with it. Bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. For renewal of spirits, and let us say, Amen.
I'm Andrea Jacobs. I'm the Director of Education at Keshet. On behalf of Keshet, the Boston-based community organization working for the full inclusion of gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender Jews, and the larger queer Jewish community, I want to thank each of you for being here tonight. It is a testament to the Boston greater Jewish community that in the aftermath of this tragedy, it was leaders from the mainstream Jewish organizations of CJP, JCRC, and the New Israel Fund who reached out to Keshet to organize this vigil rather than the other way around. We are a community willing to stand together in support of equality and to condemn this act of violence against GLBT youth in Israel. As the Director of Education at Keshet, I hear stories every day of Jewish youth who are alienated from their peers and wonder if they can live fully integrated lives as out queer Jews. I want to know that as a community, our answer to them is an unequivocal yes. So my question to each of you is, what's next? When we leave this vigil this evening, what will be the legacy we build together to honor the memories of Nir and Liz? It's easy to point to an obvious and overt act of hate and condemn the perpetrators. But what are the underlying attitudes and casual acts of exclusion that create a society in which teens wonder if they'll be accepted by parents and friends because of their sexual orientation or gender identity? And what are the messages that teens hear in our own synagogues and day schools or at the dances of their youth groups that undermine our public commitment to inclusion? Are you prepared to stand up as a role model and an ally to support GLBT youth? Would you know what to say or how to support a teen coming out as gay or struggling with their gender identity? Do you know which organizations in Boston have resources to help youth and families? The power of homophobia lies as much in the seemingly innocuous statements like, "That's so gay," as it does in overt acts of violence. It lies, too, in the inaction of bystanders who see and hear but do not act because they are not prepared to risk their own comfort to counter the messages of exclusion and hate. We're approaching the month of Elul, the time in the Jewish calendar for introspection in the preparation for the coming new year. This year, as we examine where we have missed the mark and how we can be better human beings, I want us to reflect on what we in Boston can do to demonstrate our commitment to the full inclusion of all Jews, regardless of gender identity or sexual orientation. Tonight, as we stand together to mourn the loss of two vibrant young lives, I challenge each of you to find one concrete step you can take to visibly support GLBT Jewish youth and families, whether it's putting up a Say So sticker in your office or organizing a campaign to raise money in support of Israeli GLBT youth organizations, scheduling a sensitivity workshop on gender and sexuality for the professional and lay leaders of your institution, organizing a campaign to support the Massachusetts Transgender Civil Rights Bill, or simply stepping up the next time you overhear a friend or a student using homophobic language. Do something. Make a commitment right now to take a stand for the memories of Nir and Liz, for those injured in the shooting in Tel Aviv, and for all Jewish youth in our community who need us to make the world a safer place for them so that they know that no matter who they are, they will be celebrated for being their full and true selves. Thank you.